In the village of Kijiji, there lived a woman named Amina. Amina was known for her kindness and beauty. She was married to a man named Juma, who was respected by everyone in the village for his wisdom and bravery. Together, they lived in a small but cozy house surrounded by lush green fields and tall baobab trees. One sunny morning, Amina decided to clean the house thoroughly. As she swept the floors and dusted the furniture, she noticed a small, old wooden box tucked away under their bed. She had never seen this box before and wondered what could be inside. Curiosity got the best of her, so she carefully opened the box. Inside, Amina found a bundle of letters tied with a red ribbon. The letters looked very old, and the paper was yellowed with age. She hesitated for a moment but decided to read one. As she unfolded the first letter, her heart started to beat faster. The letter was from a woman named Zoe, who wrote about secret meetings and hidden treasures. Amina's eyes widened as she read about places she had never heard of and plans she did not understand. She quickly put the letters back in the box and hid it again. Amina's mind was racing with questions. Who was Zoe? What secrets was Juma hiding? She decided that she needed to find out the truth. But how could she ask Juma without letting him know she had found the letters? That evening, as they sat by the fire eating their dinner, Amina tried to think of a way to bring up the topic. Juma was in a cheerful mood, telling stories about his day. Amina listened, but her thoughts kept drifting back to the mysterious letters. Finally, she gathered her courage and asked, Juma, have you ever had secrets you never told me? Juma paused and looked at Amina with a curious expression. Why do you ask, my dear? He replied. Amina shrugged and tried to sound casual. Oh, I was just wondering. Sometimes people have stories from their past that they don't share. Juma smiled and said, well, everyone has a past, but my life with you is an open book. Amina forced a smile, but she knew she needed to find out more. The next day, while Juma was out working in the fields, she decided to visit the oldest woman in the village, Nia. Nia had lived in Kijiji for many years and knew everything about everyone. When Amina arrived at Nia's hut, she was warmly welcomed. She told Nia about the letters and the name Zoe. Nia's eyes widened in surprise. Zoe, she whispered. I haven't heard that name in many years. Amina leaned forward eagerly. Who is she, Nia? What do you know about her? Nia sighed and looked thoughtful. Zoe was a mysterious woman who lived in our village long ago. She was known for her beauty and her strange ways. Some said she had powers and could talk to spirits. She disappeared many years ago, and no one knew what happened to her. Amina's heart raced with excitement and fear. And Juma? How is he connected to her? Nia shook her head. That, my dear, I do not know. But if Juma has kept this secret for so long, there must be a reason. Amina left Nia's hut with more questions than answers. She knew she had to uncover the truth, but she also knew it would not be easy. As she walked back home, she wondered what other secrets her husband might be hiding and what she would do when she discovered them. Amina couldn't sleep that night. The mystery of Zoe and the secrets Juma might be hiding kept her awake. She decided she needed more information before confronting her husband again. The next morning, she made a plan. Amina knew that Juma often met with his friends at the market. While he was away, she would search their home for more clues. She waited until he left, then began her search. She started with the old box under the bed, carefully reading each letter to see if there was anything she had missed. One letter stood out. It mentioned a cave near the old baobab tree at the edge of the village. Zoe wrote about hiding something important there. Amina's curiosity grew. She decided to visit the cave and see if she could find anything. After making sure no one was watching, Amina slipped out of the house and made her way to the old baobab tree. The tree was huge, with gnarled roots and thick branches that stretched out like arms. Behind it, she saw the entrance to a small cave, almost hidden by vines and bushes. Taking a deep breath, Amina stepped inside. The cave was dark and cool. She felt her way along the walls until she found a small, smooth stone that seemed out of place. When she moved it, she discovered a hidden compartment. Inside was a small, leather-bound book. Amina opened the book and started to read. It was a diary, filled with Zai's handwriting. As she read, she learned more about Zai's life and her connection to Juma. Zai had been in love with Juma, and they had planned to run away together. But something had happened that changed everything. The diary mentioned a powerful artifact that Zai had hidden in the cave, something she believed could bring great fortune or terrible danger. Amina's hands trembled as she turned the pages. The last entry in the diary was unfinished, as if Zai had been interrupted while writing. Amina knew she needed to take the diary and the letters back home to study them further. As she left the cave, Amina felt a mix of excitement and fear. She had discovered something significant, but she also knew that revealing the truth could change everything. When she returned home, she hid the diary and letters in a safe place and waited for Juma to return. That evening, Juma seemed his usual cheerful self. Amina watched him closely, wondering how he could keep such a big secret. She decided to wait a little longer before confronting him, hoping to gather more information. The next day, she visited Nia again and showed her the diary. Nia's eyes widened as she read the entries. "This is incredible, Amina," she said. "Zai was involved in something very important. You must be careful. If Juma has been hiding this for so long, there may be others who know about it too." Amina nodded, feeling the weight of the secret pressing down on her. She thanked Nia and returned home, determined to uncover the truth. She knew she had to be careful and patient, but she also knew she couldn't rest until she had all the answers. Days passed, and Amina continued to gather information, piecing together the story of Zai and Juma. She became more certain that the artifact Zai had hidden was of great importance. Meanwhile, Juma remained oblivious to Amina's discoveries, going about his daily routines. One evening, Amina could no longer contain her curiosity and decided it was time to confront Juma. She waited until they were alone by the fire, the flickering flames casting shadows on the walls. "Juma," Amina began softly, "I need to talk to you about something important." Juma looked at her, sensing the seriousness in her voice. "What is it, Amina?" Amina took a deep breath and held out the diary and the letters. "I found these hidden under our bed. Who was Zai, and what are these secrets you have been hiding?" Juma's face turned pale as he saw the documents. He took a deep breath and sat down heavily. "Amina, I never wanted you to find out this way." He began to tell his story. Years ago, before he met Amina, he and Zai had indeed been in love. Zai was not just a mysterious woman, she was a seer who had visions of a powerful artifact that could change the fate of the village. They planned to find it together and use it to help their people. However, one night, Zai vanished without a trace, leaving behind only her letters and the diary. Juma searched for her but never found any clues. He eventually gave up, thinking she had left him for reasons he couldn't understand. Heartbroken, he moved on with his life and met Amina, finding happiness again. Amina listened, her heart aching for Juma. "But why keep it a secret all these years?" Juma sighed. "I was afraid of what people might think, and I didn't want to bring danger to you or anyone else." The artifact Zai spoke of was said to have great power, but also great peril. Amina took Juma's hand. "We can face this together. Maybe Zai left clues for us to find the artifact and use it for good." Juma nodded, feeling a mix of relief and fear. Together, they decided to return to the cave, bringing the diary and letters as guides. When they arrived, they re-examined the hidden compartment and found another small clue that Emina had missed before, a map etched into the leather of the diary's cover. The map led them deeper into the cave. As they followed the path, they discovered a small, hidden chamber. Inside, on a stone pedestal, lay a beautifully crafted wooden box. They carefully opened it and found a shimmering crystal, glowing with a soft, ethereal light. "This must be the artifact," Juma whispered. Zoe was right. Amina and Juma knew they had found something extraordinary. They decided to bring the crystal back to the village and use it to help their people, just as Zoe had envisioned. The villagers were amazed by the discovery, and with the crystal's power, they were able to bring prosperity and peace to Kijiji. Amina and Juma's bond grew stronger through this journey. They honored Zoe's memory and her vision for a better future. Together, they ensured that the artifact was used wisely, bringing hope and happiness to their village for generations to come.